final thoughts. Why not?
I'm gonna let you start first.
Me? My final thoughts?
Yes.
Um, well, like I say, after the end of many betas, this game has potential. There's a lot of stuff that needs work. I mean, I can't really be the one to say exactly what it is because I'm not the guy designing this thing. There's fun to be had, but because of all of the buttons that personally I find to be it's kind of a lot. I've gotten used to it, but that's over the course of many betas, Evo, and this open beta. So I don't know. I mean, I'm an uncle, so whatever. No reaction time here.
Okay. Well, my final thoughts on this game is I am in agreement with you as far as it being like, having potential. Because there is a lot of shit they need to work on. To be very honest with you. A lot of like stuff that needs to be worked on. For example, definitely need to also switch between modern and like traditional controls. Because I think
I
everybody like.
I agree with you, but I don't think they're going to do that. I'm not very optimistic about that because out of everything that they have changed, and of everything that people have said, not the controls obviously is something that has not been addressed. Now, like for instance, they talked about like we talked about how tagging works and how it didn't feel as comfortable, and they fixed it. They fixed it. You have a tag dedicated tag button and a dedicated assist button. But as far as having simple inputs and or like easy inputs or auto combos and having manual inputs, I mean the only thing I can say is that there's enough people to know enough the modern controls. I think they're using the not modern but motion controls. I think they're using motion controls. I'm not too sure. I mean, I'd have to ask some of the people that I do know who stream and play the game. But personally, I'm using simple inputs, and then on some characters, I'm trying to figure out what they are. I want to use motion inputs, so I see where it can flow, but the time it takes to learn that flow is what almost drove me away initially.
Well, my well, here's my thing about it. Me personally, um, I am not a fan of auto inputs. Like I'm just not a fan of like auto comboing or like simple inputs and everything.
No,
Because personally, like I like to learn mechanics of all games, regardless of like what game you're playing. I like to learn the mechanics of like with like traditional like inputs and everything. For me personally, it's like it forces me to learn the game and the way how it's set up as is. I feel like it's too much. It gives me too much of an opportunity to spam combos.
yeah,
And I don't like that. I really don't like that because, like, all I know is like, okay, what's the point of learning a game where I can just put an auto combo in, just push it for one or two buttons in, and connects me to a super and everything. I want to I want to have pull off multiple combos and everything. So that I am not a fan of at
yeah,
all.
like you've seen with my penny. Essentially, I've been able to get some stuff down, but again, this is mostly because I'm using simple inputs to be able to get the moves off. Because of the
Right.
fact that having to learn the motion inputs as well as in certain cases the assist that I need. I haven't even gotten into the assist yet, but just learning what we need, and we're not pros. We're not pros. We're not. I think we're probably intermediate at the most. At the most. But yeah, at best. But again, it took because we didn't have a whole lot of time at Evo. Not you specifically. Me and my friends who went to Evo, we didn't have a whole lot of time because they only give you about 10 minutes time per session. We got 3 sessions in, and we really did not want to wait in that line again. So with that, the only time we really got to dive into it was with open betas, and unfortunately, like in the case now, I got off work and had to jump back into the game. I had to schedule days off to see if I could have a day to be able to play and learn. Thankfully, they gave us a training mode and a versus mode where we could fight against computers and local, aside from having the online, because that gives us an opportunity to press buttons and, like you said, learn the character.
Right. And in that aspect, I do agree with you on. There are some other modes, and just kind of like give you an opportunity to get a feel of the game and everything. For me personally, another issue I have is the grabbing. Like the grabbing mechanic on here, it's too easy to pull off. It's too easy to pull off because it's like I noticed there was a bunch of times I'm just grabbing you, and I'm like, my character's grabbing your character, and I'm like, why am I pulling this off? It's a little too easy.
Yeah, the backdash mechanic when you're in neutral, the what is it? It's pressing the assist button and light attack on PlayStation X and Square. That one I think needs to have some meter cost.
That's true.
I think it needs to have meter cost. Now, if it connects, you do your shit, get it back. Get it back. But if you miss, you need to have a penalty for that outside of you're gonna eat a combo. Because you could abuse that very easily, especially in the air. It feels like you're doing a Dragon Ball Super Rush. Zoom, you're just across the screen. And it hit me a couple of times. A couple of times it missed, but that's where I saw how fast and how far it goes. It's like, dude, that shouldn't be that far and fast. Tone it down. Slow it down. You don't even have to slow it down. But with the distance, you don't need to go half screen. It was supposed to be a defensive mechanic. More people are using it offensive.
Like, I don't know, but the one thing that I love is with combos, especially air combos. Definitely, I harped on it earlier with my game, but
Also,
when it was like the air combo and everything, there were times where my character was above your character, and that should have been an opportunity to like do a regular, have a recovery like for that, and I couldn't recover.
there's
Like,
some, there's something with Penny. There's some attacks that can lead to a free fall state, but I don't know which ones those are yet. Because like in we'll say Street Fighter, for example, if I hit you in the air with Ryu's medium punch, that's gonna put you in a free fall state to where you can't recover. I could do something afterwards if I'm able to. That's what some of Penny's moves can do, and I I pulled it off, not on you, but in the training mode, and I'm not gonna be able to figure it out by the time it says it's just too difficult. But yeah, since if that's how it is with Penny, I'm pretty sure it's the same way with other characters. They just have certain moves that will put you in a free fall state. Excuse me, or at least put you in a free fall state for an extended period of time. Because I know there's been sometimes you've been in a free fall state, but you've recovered for some reason. I guess it's like a soft free fall. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's all that is. But when you mentioned Benny and moves, when you were over, when you were over my body, there's some moves where I'm like, okay, well, why didn't that
yeah, like it feels like I don't know. There was times where like I was above you when you pulled off the air combo and everything, and I'm like, okay, well, and then all of a sudden, when it lands, it looks like my character just shifts from above to below. I don't know. I don't know if you paid attention to it, but I saw it. It was like my character was above the attack, ended up being in the middle or below it, and it ended up getting caught by it. And it even like it wasn't like a free fall state. It just seemed like it teleported. And I don't think that was like anything like internet or anything like that. It was just like it
Yeah,
just
I would need to see that. You have to show me
yeah,
that.
yeah. It just I don't know. I don't know. It didn't give you a lot of room to like recover and stuff like that, especially when you get hit to the wall. It's like you're stuck. You know?
Yeah, there are. Well, I mean, are you talking about with the mechanic? 'Cause, I mean, that's
Yeah,
kind of the
like
thing.
especially when you get hit to the wall and stuff. It's like I'm stuck. I'm like, help
Yeah,
me. You know what?
yeah, you're
I
stuck,
can't.
and then you're in a. That's a kind of another free fall state. They call that the splat state. Pretty much, you've been splatted against the wall.
Yeah, but like you mean to tell me there's no like recovery or like anything? I'm not saying
From
you should
from
just
from
automatic
that
recovery.
from that, no. Because that like I said it's much like what I mentioned with having moves that cause free fall states. If there are certain moves that will do wall splats or transitions. Like for instance, if I'm doing that drill move with Penny against the wall, if it's not a transition area, it will wall splash you instead. And that's the same thing in the air. If I do a
I
move,
mean,
if I
no, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, if someone does a move that does that causes a wall transition, and there's nothing there, then it would just cause a wall splash. Every character has these kind of moves, but again, I just don't know which. I don't know which for all. I'm guessing it's just like ender moves that push you forward or something. I know supers don't do it because pennies doesn't. That's literally pushing and drilling you into the wall, and it doesn't break you through. So supers don't do it. Blades doesn't do it. Doctor Doom. Well, Doctor Doom. Yeah, no, Doctor Doom does. I'm so confused.
Ah, somehow. But all in all, I hope that they do patch this stuff up because you know, if not like before launch, at least like after the launch, even if after launch, if they patch it up, that'd be
Again, a lot of these things I don't think they're going to patch. These are mechanics, and I think that's something that's going to stick. But I think what does have to change definitely connections with the PC. I have not so great times playing against PC players. Not like oh they're too difficult, oh they're spamming auto combos. That's another topic. But just the fact that sometimes their connection just can be spotty. It says it's green, but then you get into it and it feels like not a slideshow, but you're moving kind of slow. I mean, speculation. I think this idea. Well, I mean, this what happens when you have an open beta over the time when I've been working an afternoon. But yeah, the people are saying that on the PC it's using a lot of processing power. Like I've seen pictures, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if it's real or not, or if it's fake or AI. I'm so weird when it comes to the internet because of what's going on with AI.
Man, the AI has been like a contentious like topic, especially like recently.
Mm,
At my job and everything. That's
right.
I don't know. Do like the game.
I mean, I was gonna say, I mean, outside of the negatives, what about the positives? I mean, let's be honest, the game's fun. The game is actually kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, definitely combat's fun for sure. The characters, their movesets are pretty cool. I like majority of the movesets here. Um, I would love to see like the whole game release to get all the characters and everything, see what they can do, especially characters like Deadpool and
All
freaking
right.
Carnage.
Deadpool, Carnage, Loki, and Hulk were not playable.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying when the release comes out and everything. If I decide to get it,
Right.
um, yeah. Um,
No, I definitely do. I like the choice of characters. I do like the choice of characters. Granted, I may not be able to play with them all, but I do enjoy the fact that they are here. I think a lot of them, they fit. They do fit. I really need to learn some more characters. Like, I kind of like magic. I kind of like it. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a character in the game that's just going to make me fucking hate magic. But Wolverine, I can't play with him. He's so different. I can't play with him no more. Spider-Man, I like him, but that leads into my other thing. It's like, man, I'm trying to get away from the negative. Where it's like the controls feel stiff. The controls feel very stiff. If I want to dash, it should not feel like I'm pressing the D-pad harder than I need to. It feels like I'm really having to press before I can get that dash. It's like there's some sort of buffer between it to where the characters have to try to take off. And then when they do finally start to run, even in Spider-Man's case, it does not feel fast. Shuri feels fast. Magic feels faster. It's like you have to do a lot of air mobility and web zips for Spider-Man to do a lot of movement. And I'm not the biggest fan of it. Is it Spider-Man? Yes, but I'm not exactly the biggest fan of throwing out web zips into attacks or whatnot. You have to be a little patient with it, and as I play with Spider-Man, I'm not patient with it. That's a get good kind of thing. I'm, I do still believe that the controls are stiff with the characters. Like compared to Marvel 3, compared to Marvel Infinite, compared to compared to Dragon Ball, another Arc Sys game. The way you move around in those games, it doesn't feel like you have to really put pressure and mash the, the stick forward or the D-pad. And I get that there is a macro for dash, but with there being so many buttons that you have to utilize to play the game, I'm not trying. My silver plate is already full. It's like, here you have your face buttons, and then you have the D-pad, and then you've got your triggers and L1. L2, and don't forget your tag and your assist, and combining those and having to learn 12 different assists per team. It's wild, man. But it definitely is a show.
I mean,
It's
it
and
is.
it's entertaining to watch.
It is. You know, definitely. That's the one thing I would say like is really positive about that. It's just all that, everything you just said. Yeah, it's just like I totally agree on. I mean, all in all, is it worth like playing on release?
No, I'm not getting it on release because I'm broke for it. No, I don't have the money for that. Rent's coming out. But yeah, I even if I did have the money at launch, I wouldn't get it at launch. And that sucks for me because of two things. I want to get better. I want to understand the game. And the only way to do that is to have the game. Not only that, the best time to get the best time to be in the game is when it launches. Because of the fact that that's when everybody, most people, because there are people like myself and a few others that have played the betas and then the Evo and then the various events and tournaments, that's gonna happen with these games. But majority of the base of the player base is not going to have access like that. So that is prime time to fight with them and learn and grow with them. Because if you don't do it within the first month, 2 months or so of the fighting game's release, there's gonna be some serious monsters you're gonna have to go through. There's still gonna be the easy people who are just smashing. There's still going to be the people who are learning their footing like you are. But majority of the people, once you get to a certain point, it's going to be very difficult to move forward because most of the player base have already gotten past them. They've already played ranked and moved up. So, and that's what it is with all fighting games, not just Tokon, but especially with Tokon because of the new mechanics that are introduced in this new type of fighting game.
That's true, you know. But at the end of the day, definitely, I would definitely see. I would definitely see how like things like turn out as far as the gaming and stuff like that. Um, I mean, probably would buy it maybe on sale,
Yeah, definitely on sale.
but
Uh,
as is,
I think the only other thing that really stands out to me in this game isn't even the online or the verses or anything. It's the episodes.
yeah.
I don't know how much time you got to try that, but you got like I'll tell you right now, it's not hard and it's not long. So if you want to try it now and you got like 5 minutes, you can do it easy.
No, that's the thing. I did try the episodes.
Oh, you got through them already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is easy because of course it's gonna ramp up in difficulty because there's at least 11 chapters within that episode.
Yeah. They only doing the first three.
Right. But because of how it's presented and how the story takes place, like I've said it before, because it's Arc System Works making the game, the developers behind Guilty Gear Strive. I was very reluctant when they said episode mode. And I was like, because Guilty Gear, they have a story mode. But as I described to many people, you're not fighting there. That mode literally is grab a seat, get some popcorn, get your coke. You're watching a movie. So when they said, "Oh, we're gonna have episode mode," and I'm like, "Uh-oh, are we just watching a movie?" And they said it's gonna be motion combats. I'm like, "That looks cool, but are we fighting?" And then we see some clips on their social media pages, and I'm like, okay, this could be just editing magic. This could just be editing magic. But no, after having the hands-on taste of it, I like it. Just immediately have your team. You're actually going through the story of how they become the team, and then they go and face the champion. I'm not gonna get into what happens with it because why? But the interactions with the characters are really good. The art style and the way the story is told, the writing isn't too bad. It works.
Yeah. So I mean, definitely that's something worth and worth. You know, you know, good thing about anybody who's excited to see the game is like the next story mode episode. But yeah, like I said, it's something that's worth getting.
Yeah. I mean, now that I have you on the line, not that we plan on getting this or anything, but the DLC character was announced not long ago, Phoenix Cyclops. And we talked about it initially yesterday while we were in the lobby. And and we initially thought that it was going to be like well, no. Initially, me and another friend, Mark, thought it would have some sort of tie-ins with the Phoenix 5. But because of the fact that Magic is already on a team with the Unbreakable X-Men, we're not going to see another team where she just swaps. So I don't
Right.
think it really has anything to do with the Phoenix 5. But Phoenix Cyclops is a cosmic level threat.
Oh yeah.
So since we're not getting the Fantastic Four, but there's got to be some representation of it somewhere. And since this theme is cosmic level threats, why don't we just get Mr. Reed on the
Oh
team,
yeah.
aka the Maker?
The maker.
Now we
I
don't
mean,
have. Go ahead.
Honestly, you know, like, I mean, it makes sense because if you're going by the story of the game, you know, defeating a cosmic threat with a cosmic threat, I mean, that would definitely be a full concept.
Yeah, actually that does sound kind of cool.
Yeah, you know, Phoenix Force, you know, Cyclops with the Phoenix Force, and then you got like if the Maker were to make an appearance on there, I mean, the reality warping freaking Reed Richards, hell yeah.
So
You
if
know,
we, I mean, I don't have any thoughts on any other characters on top of that, but I just wanted to kind of talk about that while I had you on recording. Just, just thoughts about it.
yeah, I kind of want like, you know, I'll go into the whole like somewhat of the lore in which I know of, like Phoenix Force, Cyclops and everything. I mean, do you know the lore of that, my kids?
Vaguely.
It's kind of just as much vaguely too, because I mean, it was a time where, like, you know,
As far
I
as,
forget. Uh,
as far as I know, I think it was the Avengers versus the X. I think it was that was the plot.
yeah, yeah. You know, I think somewhere along the line he ended up embracing the Phoenix Force and just completely wrecked shit. And it wasn't him. He wasn't the only one with the Phoenix Force too.
Right, like I said, the Phoenix 5. It
Yeah.
was it was Namor, Colossus, Black Scarlet?
No, I don't think it was.
No,
I, I
it
think
was
Magic
It
was.
was yeah. I said Magic. I said that earlier. It was Magic, Cyclops, Um,
Colossus.
Namor. No, I said Cyclops. No, it's Colossus, not Cyclops. I'm sorry. It was Namor, Colossus, Magic, um, Cyclops, and I don't know who the fifth one was. The fifth one always eludes me. I think it was Scarlet Witch or something like that.
But I can tell you right now,
Go
it
ahead.
was it was actually Jean Grey.
Jean, well, we know. Well, Jean Grey was the original holder of the Phoenix Force, but we're talking
But
about necessarily the Phoenix Force. Phoenix Five.
yeah, so it was Jean Grey, Colossus, Magic, Emma Frost,
Emma
and
Frost. Why do I always forget Emma Frost?
yeah, she's like one of the top tier, like top five most strongest like psychics in like freaking
Oh,
Marvel.
Cyclops, Emma Frost, Namor, Magic, and Colossus. Yeah,
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 yeah.
that's
So
that. Yeah, yeah. Someone tried to destroy it, and that's how it ended up shattering into pieces.
right, but yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, like my whole thing with them is just like definitely I would definitely would be excited to see that and stuff like that. Um any more uh, I mean I'm curious also what type of other DLC characters they're talking about too, because I mean they could do like a couple like uh Black Bolt, which would be a good one.
Yeah.
Um, who else would be a good one? Gladiator. I know he got defeated in the beginning of the episodes and everything. He was she was the green dude with the it was the purple dude with the mohawk. That dude was like carrying like the champion was carrying right before he blew up the planet.
Hmm.
He would be a good addition to there.
But that's not gonna work. He's dead.
Yeah, that I would have to think about. I mean, he would be a good one though.
He
Oh
would.
yeah,
But it's like again, that would literally break the canon of the story. I mean, would it really matter? No, not really. But still, if he's the first person that you see dying at the beginning of the story, it's kind of hard to be like, and here's the new DLC character, that guy that died at the beginning of the story.
yeah, yeah. Like seriously, no. But who else would be good? Oh, freaking Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers.
Oh yes, you know, cosmic level power.
Yeah,
You know what? We talked about it before. What about Blackheart?
Blackheart. If he'd be a decent one. He'd be a definitely decent um character and stuff like that. I mean, definitely a Symbol.
Yeah.
Him and Symbol for sure. Um, who else I could think of? They're probably going with the MCU and stuff like that. Black Widow, because I got to get another Avenger in there too, at least. Hawkeye. Because you got to get a Ranger Jack person on there.
Right.
Uh, I'm trying to pull out my ball knowledge right now. They really want to go super cosmic and stuff like that. Freaking Nova. Off rip, Nova.
You know what? That might work. That might work.
Yeah. Because he worked really well on like MVC3.
And NBCI.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though technically he's kind of the same thing,
But still, he
Yeah.
worked. Um, I mean, I can't think of anybody else. Anybody else would be either niche, like too niche to work, because most people like have never heard of these characters,
Right.
or like they'll be like too overpowered. Because if I pull from the wheelhouse, be like, let's pull in Blue Marvel.
Who?
Blue Marvel, okay. Oh, I gotta get you on ball on this one. I have to get you put you on game with this one. Blue Marvel is like the black Superman of like Marvel,
Oh.
and he's like overpowered like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like he's literally a living black. He's a living antimatter battery reactor. Like his whole body is like made of antimatter, so he could just punch shit out of existence.
I just thought about this while you were saying that. I don't know why, but Beta Ray Bill comes to mind. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. His name has been mentioned quite a few times as of recently in the Marvel media.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to see his take in a fighting game.
Oh, he would be interesting.
I don't know if that would really help as far as the kind of theme that we were going for, but that is a character that I think should be a DLC character. Even if he is on the team, he could probably be the order of the chaos.
Yeah, he would
Because
accomplish.
think about it, Phoenix Cyclops intentionally is not out trying to be bad. The Maker, yeah, definitely. I have not enough info about Blackheart to say whether he's good or bad.
Oh, the Maker's bad.
No, I said the Maker's bad. I said Blackheart.
Blackheart, yeah, he's more of a force.
He's a force? Okay.
He's
So,
more of a force, like So, like in the Marvel, like cosmology and stuff like that, there's things that just exist for not to be like neither good or evil and shit like that. That just have to exist for the sake, for the sake of the multiverse. Like for example, Galactus, he has to be friends.
no, understand.
So him, I would definitely Blackheart, I could definitely see him being on there and stuff like that. As it means the champion, he's disrupting the whole the whole universe with this little tournament and stuff like that, and he's disrupting the order. And Blackheart's like, okay, what the fuck, guy? Now you fucking up with my realm and everything. So I got to intervene. You know what I'm saying? That
I
makes
never really
sense.
knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be interesting. So you
Yeah.
have the Maker, Phoenix Cyclops, Beta Ray Bill, and Blackheart.
Oh, I
Who else
just
you
thought
got?
about somebody.
Who else you got?
Adam Warlock.
Hmm.
Adam Warlock. Think about it. Think about it. He's tied in with the cosmology of the
That is
Marvel
true.
universe.
That is true. He exists to basically, I forgot exactly, but he fuck it, you explain it. You're the Marvel guy.
Look, check it out. This is the cosmology of Marvel. So those type of disruptions by a cosmic being trying to fight everybody. He has to step in.
So
That makes sense. He's disrupting the thing. He has to step in. another person who's also like freaking Adam Warlock's biggest op and like pretty much all of Marvel's biggest op. Da 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 da. Thanos.
No, they're not putting Thanos in this game. They're not putting Thanos in this game. I refuse for them to put Thanos in this game.
They got you.
They do not have to. They do not have to.
They don't have to, but
No, they
that's so
don't.
cool.
Oh. Oh. Why does everyone fucking point out Thanos?
Because he's like the biggest op in like fucking Marvel. And this is like his
Can't
opportunity.
he just go back to his farm and just chill?
No, but think about it. It will be his huge. It'll be a huge opportunity for him to be the champion that's able to destroy planets and stuff like that. You know, think about it. This is a guy like the champion's out here outshining him by destroying all the planets and everything. Thanos is like, according to the comic books, you know, the reason why he's killing off like the entire universe is to impress like freaking Lady Death, right?
Okay.
Think about it.
But do you see him working with Phoenix Cyclops?
Yeah. It's like you over here taking out all the bodies he's supposed to be taking out because you want to be the strongest and stuff like that. No, meanwhile, like, that's less bodies for him to give to his bitch. Da-da-da-da, you got an op. Congratulations. Like, how you ain't gonna be killing all these people. I'm the one supposed to kill these people. That's for Shorty. That's for Shorty Lady Death. Nah, you gotta run them hands. There you go. There's the plot. There's your plot right there. Okay?
I would love to say that's the case, but we have to see how the rest of the episodes play out.
That's true. That's true.
Not saying it couldn't happen, because this is very plausible. It's very plausible, but again, I am not sure.
Yeah. I mean,
But
definitely.
I'm excited to see it. I'm gonna be honest. Even if I don't get the game on launch and I just watch these episodes on YouTube, I'm still gonna get the game experience for myself. If that's
Yeah. I mean,
we started off pretty negative, but at the same time we're just kind of like, yeah, but this is good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
I mean, you know, but you know what? Like, there's one character I would like to see, but I know they wouldn't do it because it would conflict with the story. In so many ways, is Kang the Conqueror.
Oh,
Well, Kang the Conqueror, he's part of the whole Fantastic Four mythos. He's basically like his real name is Nathan Richards. He's like the descendant of like Reed Richards.
wow.
So, yeah. You know, he plays a pivotal role like with, oh my god, I just figured it out. Figured out another person that would probably be cool to put on there. Probably wouldn't do it, but they'll probably do it. Apocalypse.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting. You know,
Have they done that before? No, he wasn't a playable character before.
you've never played
No,
with him.
he was a boss. He was a boss.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Very
know,
interesting.
that will be interesting. So,
I'm
like,
learning a lot today.
yeah. Nathan like, funny enough, fucking King the Conqueror plays a pivotal role both in the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. Weirdly enough. Like, it's so crazy how, like, fucking Marvel is, like, all these characters are connected with one another and stuff like that. And, like, freaking...
It's
you can
what
do
makes it such a wonderful universe.
Yeah. Everybody's, like, 6 degrees of separation from one another.
Wow.
Blade is connected to freaking Ghost Rider. Um,
I'm not surprised.
Ghost Rider's connected to freaking like people like Magic and freaking um oh shit Scarlet Witch. That'd be another person to get on. You know, that's these are kind of like these are like all these characters are all weirdly connected to one another and stuff like that. And mainly because of like Marvel it's themselves retcon and changed up the backgrounds of like the backlogs of
Right?
every single character.
Right? They've done rebooted themselves and had a Genesis more times than Sega Sonic Comics has.
And you know what's so bad
And
about it?
that's more than three.
And you know the reason why for that? Because two
All the
like
different writers and stuff.
not even that, but like you know what's so bad about it? You know what's so bad about it though? Like you would think like all this retconning and everything would be caused by like different eras changing stories, which it is.
Yeah, sometimes they are. Sometimes, well, the reasons I've heard is the writers take a different route. The story became nonsensical, so they canceled them,
Yeah,
or there was not enough reception received for that particular comic, so they just stopped. They just dropped
that's true. And usually you would like you can that's easily explained away, but when you have the story, but recent years, all the stories have been reconnected since like the 80s and early 90s and shit. So like you had to explain away like, okay, well, how come like this and that and everything, and it's always tied in like two fucking groups of people, two groups, fucking the Fantastic Four and the X-Men.
it.
They literally they'll be the main
Yeah,
ones that live for
the
time.
X-Men and the Fantastic Four definitely hold heavy weight in the uh in the uh in the story of Marvel.
Yeah, because they be fucking with time all the time.
Man,
Because they'll have one mutant that like does some shit, and then like they end up traveling time, and they end up creating multiple timelines for no fucking reason. And they're like same thing with the Fantastic Four and shit like that. Like the existence of fucking like King the Conqueror who's messing with time all the time.
Reed
Uh,
Richards, who came
Reed Richards, him creating an alternate universe where like there's
Doctor
like a bunch
Doom,
of them. Doctor Doom,
Doctor
oh
Doom,
god,
and don't forget Doctor Doom.
yeah,
Man, he is always trying to mess with something.
yeah.
I have
But, you,
everything I want, but I want more. Let me start experimenting and causing chaos. All in the name of me.
but I will say this though, and I will say this: if Doctor Doom was a real life like person, I would actually want him to be the fucking president. Cause let me tell you something, man. If someone go hard for America the way like Doctor Doom goes hard for Latveria, bro, we will fucking literally
Yes,
goddamn be cooling.
yes, but we have to look at it on the shoe being on the other foot.
That's true.
If if it was like that here, would we have known about? I mean, like you have to think about it. What am I trying to say? If we were living in Liberia, would we know of the life of this life
Yeah,
living outside of Liberia? Would that be something known to us? I don't
that's a
think
good
so.
point.
I
That's
really
a
don't
good
think
point.
so.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
He treats
That's a,
he does treat Latvians very well. It is his
yes.
nation. They treat him like the emperor that he is. However, there are a lot of things he does keep from his citizens, namely to keep them safe. But it also comes at the cost of freedom.
That's true.
So I'm not exactly on board with it. I have nothing else to say about that because I don't want to get too topical. Thanks for bringing all that
Yeah.
up.
I mean, but it's true, you know. It's like, damn, you know, I mean, shit, you know, I would say, like, damn, he dude look out for his people and everything. So, but I mean, but I see exactly what you're saying too. But yeah, let me go ahead and uh, probably start getting ready to live stream a little bit.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, because I just realized I gotta update my freaking what's his name, OBS because I ain't done it in a while. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
I've done it recently, but man, over the past couple of weeks with the new schedule, it's been hard to be like, oh, let me stream. And I'll end up getting a call, be like, hey, can you come in? It is Tuesday, you can flex, right? Like, yes, I can flex, I can come in, thank you. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I hope you do have a good stream, and thanks for joining me on this call. Thanks for playing some Tokon with me. Really appreciate it. Like I
Oh
said
yeah.
before, I really was really down on it until you would Mark. Oh, there's Mark now. How hilarious is that? What did I tell you? Midnight. Here it is. Uh,
Really?
bruh.
Oh my
But
god.
yeah, anyways, thank you for playing with me. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah,
Hopefully, if we do end up getting the games, we can play again.
yeah, for sure, man.
But all right, you go ahead and get off. I'm gonna get off too. I gotta get some rest.
Oh yes. All right, man.
All right. Well,
I'll talk to you soon.
take care, man.
All right, later.
Bye.
All right.